Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com with me, Stuttering Craig. I like movies that have sand in them. Wow.
He doesn't like it in his mouth.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
I don't like the texture in my mouth.
What? And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's freaking go! What's going on, everybody? Hi. I just totally screwed my intro up. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv. What's going on, everybody? I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the most important daily video game podcast on God's green earth. And I say that in the most literal and non-fictional way possible. The most important. It's Side Scrollers. Great to see everybody. Welcome on. Happy Friday. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for a great weekend? Football's back. Football came back last night. This is fun to watch. Let's introduce. Hi, Travis. Hello.
Good morning. Apparently,
whoa! Stop! Whoa!
Oh.
Whoa! Whoa! Look at that man! Look at him! Woo! Can I get some woos in the chat? Woo! Woo! Sorry, Travis. Go ahead.
Apparently, we can't say #1 podcast anymore because that one guy got mad.
Fuck off! And also, let's introduce our co-host for the day, Melanie Mack.
Let's freaking go!
Let's go! Did you shave your goatee today too, Melanie?
Yeah, I did too. I went with the full clean shave today.
Looking good. Hey, real quick, I saw you got a new tat.
Oh yeah, hand
let's see
tattoo this
what we got.
time. It's healing, so it's a little flaky and stuff, but yep, there it is.
So what do your tats represent?
Most of it is it's kind of like this is just a Tomb Raider themed sleeved mostly, with some flower fillers. But I got Lara Croft here. Here's like a bat because I mean Tomb Raider 1 had a lot of bats, and then also bats are my favorite animal tied with owls. And then this dragon is the boss from Tomb Raider 2, and that symbol is from Tomb Raider 2 as well. And then just needed some flowers, and then I'm gonna get this space filled in next month. So then my sleeve will finally be complete.
At what point were you like, yeah, let's go the full sleeve?
It was just a little bit at a time. The first piece I got of this sleeve was the dragon, and I just thought, oh, that's like a Tomb Raider thing. That's cool. And then after I got that done, I was like, well, I have to get Lara Croft. I mean, and then that's a big piece. And then I was just like, well, let's just make a sleeve out of this.
Can you turn Laura a little bit more? I want to kind of see her. There we go. Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay. So yeah, you got her profile right there and everything. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's nice.
Yeah, her hair's even really good in that. Like, it's
yeah,
very
I love how the artist did. She just kind of mixed up different elements of different versions of Lara Croft, like the movie Angelina Jolie.
She's a little Angelina, yeah.
Yep, a lot of Angelina Jolie vibes there, but she's got the round glasses from like the classic games.
She's even got her. What are these clavicles? Is that what they are?
Oh yeah, she just did such a good job. Just beautiful piece.
Got the clavicles. Listen. If your tattoo artist gets the clavicles.
Oh, they mean business.
I think it's one of them things when somebody gets a tattoo, they know immediately if they are a tattoo person or not after that first one. You know,
I knew, but I knew even before because I just love art. I love art so much, and I've always wanted to to get tattoos a lot longer than before I actually got them. But you know, it was just no one in my family has tattoos or anything. So it was one of those things of like, okay, this is gonna be different. And I don't know how everybody's gonna feel about it, but I'm just yeah. I'm just the
Were
weird
you
one.
ostracized a little bit for your
No, I mean my mom, my mom, she did the mom thing and wasn't sure about it at first and didn't really like it, but I mean, I was an adult, so I was gonna do what I was gonna do, and she was fine with it. But now she's very supportive.
I won't say whom. Somebody in my family got a back tattoo, and we tease each other a lot in my family. So
Right.
everybody would ask her, "When did you get your whore tattoo?"
Was it a target on her lower back?
It was a tramp stamp, yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That is the whore tattoo, though.
Like the arrow pointing down at the top of her butt, it's like come and get it. There we go. Lord, man, oh man! Look,
she took it all in stride, and more
That's
ways
great.
than one.
That's what's fun about family is just when you can joke with each other like that. And my family's like that. We roast each other all the time. It's just good fun.
Yeah, because if who else is going to do it in a fun way?
Exactly.
You gotta learn how to take things in stride.
Yeah.
Look, this is awesome. Absolutely really useless. Says I feel uncomfortable watching that because I have a huge Rebutech USA back face. Oh my god!
Do you have enough landscape for that?
Yeah. And did his head explode recently?
Oh my god! I just the idea of getting a big like any like was it Steve-O who got the back tattoo of himself, like giving the thumbs up? Like, I think that's just the funniest thing in the world. I mean, you got that's full commitment right there, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
like even when people do stars, like imagine you're a big time star and somebody comes up to you and they got your face on their body. Like, well, how do you react to that? Like, thanks.
Yeah, that would be odd.
Here's Steve-O's back tattoo. If we get somebody to listen, if we can get somebody to emulate this on their back, just instead of Steve-O's face, making it Rich from Rebutech's face, that'd be outstanding. Just
Wow, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's a hell of a picture.
I don't know why I was expecting something really janky looking that's not like, but that they got his likeness.
Look at that, right? That's amazing right there.
I love that he signed it. Yeah, dude, I rock. Steve.
That is very funny.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Look, we got to have a good show today. I can already feel the energy. It's up. It's ready to go. I got my energy drink in me. I'm ready to rock. We got a lot of good topics today. We're going to be talking about Jean-Claude Van Damme in Mortal Kombat. Finally,
How old is Jean-Claude now? Like 68?
he's
58?
Got to be. I would say probably early 60s. I would say
I'm gonna look it up.
most likely. We're going to talk about how Howard Stern is broken, just absolutely been destroyed. We got this one gamer who's been floating around Twitter who is quite possibly the grossest example of like when you think gamer, right? This is what you think. Like this is the stereotypical disgusting gamer. We're going to show you a video of exactly why we're talking about that. One of the most popular games of the last 6 months, its creator has pulled the game from Steam, shocking everybody. And we also going to talk about YouTubers, specifically in Japan, as one YouTuber has been sent to jail, which is crazy for something that literally we're doing right now, which is crazy. So
yeah, I have a lot of questions about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're going to wrap up the show talking about a bachelor party from hell.
I love this story, man. Hey, it sounds like a good time to me. But I don't know. We'll see what everybody else thinks.
We have our goal every show of 20 gifted memberships, and let's freaking go Stardust Viking with 20
What?
memberships.
Already hit the goal. Let's
go.
go.
That if we do mention what we talked about before, that doesn't count towards it, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely does. Okay, so this is
should.
absolutely does. Okay, look, Travis and I were talking before the show. Travis obviously cleanly shaved. Yeah, take a look at that, baby. Look at that, cleanly shaved up until the little bush there. Travis like, hey, I should get some Just for Men, color it up a little bit. And I said, hey, how about if we hit 50 memberships today on the show? You and I go to the store on Monday. We come back looking 10 years younger. You know I'm gonna fail miserably. I'm probably just gonna color my chin, but I will come back like looking like freaking Steven Seagal.
Have your wife help you, please.
No.
Please.
Now, it's up to the audience. I will either color mine or just shave it off, whichever you guys want to see.
Wow.
But
okay,
I do look much younger. As somebody said in the chat, this makes me look younger. But when I shave it off, I just look fat. So
all right, well,
that's why I keep it.
We're at 20 gifted members. If we get to 50 today, then I'll put up a poll, and you guys can decide whether Travis should look fat or color his goatee. It'll be good.
Or young.
Did you just call me fat, Craig?
No. You said you're fat.
Just kidding.
We all got a little.
How about I color half of it and then I shave half?
There you go.
You can go
Two-Face.
Yeah, go Hulk Hogan on us over here.
There we go.
That's what you should do. You should color it blonde and then do just take black like Hulk Hogan used to do back in the day.
I can do some good mutton chops if I let them grow out.
All right.
Well, give it up for Stardust Viking with 20 gifted memberships to start the show. That is spectacular. Thank you so much. Also, Kyle came in, says, can Melanie be a regular until Blabs gets back? Also, it's Friday. Let's go.
We just got 10.
Y'all might see me next week.
Yeah, Melanie's gonna be back next week. It's gonna be good. We got a lot of great guests. Billy from the Game Chasers is gonna be joining us. Desiree is gonna be joining us as well next week. As we just said, Melanie's gonna be back next week. We've got a lot of great friends joining us, which is awesome. So Kyle, you're in luck. Speaking of Blabs, we'll give you an update from Blabs. Blabs has been sending me riveting videos, and I'm going to share them with you from her time in Australia, which is
so cool. I need to clarify something too. I had like 15 people message me saying Australia doesn't have capybaras. They're not native to. I said I know they're not native to Australia. I said they have them there and they let you pet them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say they're born in Australia. They're at the zoo in Australia.
The Australian mascot.
And then Dan River came in and says, what's up, my fellow gamers? Love the show. Also, Trav, did you see Griffin Gaming stream on Wednesday where his chat paid him $500 to play a furry game called Goodbye Volcano High? It was funny as fuck.
Wow.
I did not. I do watch a lot of Griffin's streams, but no, I missed that one. I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Good for him. And we are now at 30 of our 50 memberships goals as J Rome came in with 10 gifted memberships to the channel.
Hooray!
Let's freaking go. All right, we are 20 away from our membership goal. Thank you guys so much for your support. I am stoked, man. Listen, I'm gonna be looking good. And Ho says, once you go Melanie Mac, you don't go back.
That's right.
I'm thinking we should have made it a bigger goal.
I know.
Well, listen,
we're gonna hit that before the first 20 minutes.
If we're good, the G2s will support us. So speaking of Blabs, this is an update from Australia. Blabs was, like I said, she sends me like these little videos via DM, and it's my prerogative to share them with you because these are really important moments in Blabs' life. As once again, Blabs is exploring Australia with Mazza and Raging Rhino and all the great folks down there in Australia. And she sent videos like this. So be ready for this knockout investigatory journalism here. Here we go.
Look, I'm just saying they have ramps like this for your trolleys. I've never seen that. Maybe I'm just not living in the world. Amazing.
And this has been Blabs in Australia.
All right. riveting.
Now, that's at the grocery store, right?
I don't.
Because I was gonna say if she's just talking about having them, they're at the airport.
Yeah, they are at the airport.
Like, I'm just imagining Blabs like down in Australia being like, what? Oh my God! Just looking
A
around.
tree! Oh shit, a tree!
When gamers go outside.
You know, wow. Is this
Whoa.
grass, the sky,
that?
clouds?
That bright glowy orb up there.
Oh my gosh. My boy Big Top came into the 5, says, hey, yo, bring Shady J on the show, please. We'd love to have Shady J on the show. I think that'd be awesome. It'd be great. And Blake came in with the $2 super chat. Says, has Blabs played Knifey Spoon yet? Is Knifey Spoon the game where you have your hand on the ground and you...
Oh my.
Is that Knifey Spoon? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Travis, you ready to head to the store? You ready to head to the store and get a little Just for Men, a little JFM?
Oh!
I guess.
Let's stinking go. Oh, this is outstanding.
It's gonna so it's gonna be more embarrassing buying it than
I think so. Maybe you just
Listen.
order it on Amazon.
Yeah, there we go.
Naris Fareed, or actually G1 Shiny King came in with 20 gifted memberships, hitting our goal of 50 for the day. Let's go. Let's go. On Monday.
There you go.
We're gonna look good.
So I put Knifey Spoon clip in the
Okay.
in the,
All right.
thing there.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if we get flagged for copyright here for this. This is The Simpsons, and this scares me. Let me switch over. It's loading. So this is apparently a Simpsons reference from back in the day. So it's not loading over here. Okay, for some reason it's not loading. I don't know what's going on. I'll figure it out.
Just YouTube it.
Knifey Spoon. Yeah. All right. Anyways, it's a Simpsons reference. I didn't get it, and that's probably a me issue for sure. So, coming up. Well, first off, you guys need to go watch the Salty Cracker interview from yesterday. It was super fun. I really enjoyed talking with him. We kind of went back and forth on a lot of issues in gaming and societal issues and all sorts of stuff. Mel, do you know Salty Cracker?
I've heard of him, but no, I don't know him.
Yeah, he's a I'll say he's definitely a political commentator.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he's a but it was really interesting to kind of have that conversation because he's labeled as like a right-wing extremist, and he's like, no, I just look around and see how stupid the world is.
Right.
that was kind of his thing. So
okay, I'll have to watch that interview.
It was a really good conversation, about 90 minutes, and
cool.
I would love to play some games with them sometimes.
Yeah.
Speaking of games, coming up after the show, this is a 2-week event that is happening. Myself and Dan have challenged each other to a speed run of Donkey Kong Country, the entire game.
Oh, classic.
So today, Dan will be playing Donkey Kong Country for the first time, and we're going to keep track of his time. And then next week, I come back and play Donkey Kong Country and have to beat the entire game. And whoever beats it at the best time will be the video game master.
Well,
so,
I was going to say, doesn't there have to be a punishment for the loser?
Oh,
we didn't really think about that, but that's actually a really good idea, Travis.
I know,
like that.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I am a viewer of the show, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
loser has to eat a raw onion on stream.
Oh, yeah.
And not slicing it like a fucking apple.
Yes, yeah.
My cousin used to. She was like 9 years old, and she would eat onions like an apple. It used to freak me.
My mom's like that. She loves onions, and to me, onions are the grossest food in the world. I would vomit just trying to eat it like that.
I love onions. I think onions are great. I don't want to eat a whole one raw though. That's disgusting. So Yellow Flash says you guys should play at the same time. We'd love
Yellow
to.
Flash.
That's an excellent idea, and you're 100% right. But the problem is that he's in Brazil, and I'm here, and we can't technically find a way to make that happen? Well, that was the original idea of I'm here, below me is gameplay. He's over
Right.
there, or he's over there with gameplay below him, and we got it going on at the same time. But just technically, we couldn't figure that out. So
unless it was like virtually hosted somewhere halfway in between or some shit, you know what I mean? Like,
man, Donkey Kong Country is just like brings me back to my childhood, because at that time when that game first came out, it was like, whoa, this is like 3D looking. This is next level. I remember they had like a demo station at I can't remember, it was Walmart. But my brothers and I were playing, we were just blown away. And mom's like, she surprised us, she got it for us, and we were just, no way, this is the best. And the King K. Rool, one of the most iconic boss fights of all time, in my opinion. It's funny, there was just a Twitter thread the other day where someone's like, what's the best boss fight ever? And I posted King K. Rool.
I'll tell you, DK64 is one of the best 64 games there are.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Yeah. Oh, he's mad. It's like, get out of here.
What the shit are you talking about?
I loved it.
What are you talking about, Travis?
He's like,
Anybody else in the chat like it? I loved it.
Golly, it's ridiculous. What a statement right there. Well, I will say this, Melanie, you're right, because that boss fight.
Most people in the chat agree with me. So
the theme, man, the theme song, King K. Rool's theme song was intense, and it was just like, I remember getting to that boss fight and just shaking. It's just so intense.
Right. Well, listen, Travis, I'm not, but for the record, you can feel what you want about Donkey Kong Country 64, but to say it's one of the best games on the platform, you know.
I think it's up there with Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64, and I love both of those. So
okay, DK64, we're doing a poll in the chat. I'm going to put it in quotations. One of the best games on the N64. Or
hey, you fuckers better vote yes, or I'll ban every single one.
Y'all better vote yes. Ooh, I see Perfect Dark in chat. I agree with Rogue on that.
Yeah,
Perfect Dark
was great.
Probably my favorite N64 game.
Hey, Blake comes in. Blake's teeing this up really quick. He says Donkey Kong sucks.
Blake.
You know something? Hold on. He's teeing it up. You know something? You suck. That's what it's supposed to be.
You know,
Madison right there.
When people were going around bitching about not having any female antagonists and all that, I was like, not Laura Croft.
Joanna Dark.
Joanna Dark was perfect. It was a perfect game.
Oh,
It surpassed GoldenEye in every degree.
Mm-hmm.
It just came in late in the game, system cycle, so not a lot of people knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reference that Blake was referencing here, because listen, anytime there's a reference that we can find for Billy Madison on the show, I'm going to do my best to get it in. Here it is right here.
Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis is the best video game ever.
I disagree. It's a very good game, but I think Donkey Kong is the best game ever.
Donkey Kong sucks.
He takes a bite of his banana.
Oh, okay. Reference.
We're at 36% with me, so I'd say that's a pretty big percentage.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. Oh man. God, that's awesome. Listen, Hose wants to know, says Craig, can Mel do an NES challenge? Ninja Gaiden. I don't know. Mel, you want to come on?
One of these days. Yeah, that would be fun. I'll have to figure out what I'd want to play.
I'd like to see her play dodgeball.
Dodgeball on the NES.
Ooh,
that'd be cool.
Okay,
Blake
we'll
also
make
says
it happen.
It's not too long. It's not too short. It's got cool moves, all that stuff. Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Blake. Appreciate it. It is on like Donkey Kong. Okay, here's the thing about dodgeball and the Nintendo Entertainment System is that it's kind of clunky.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this clunkiness to it.
But wasn't like every NES game clunky? Like
no.
Look at Blades of Steel. It was just as clunky.
No. Blades of Steel was way smoother than dodgeball. Way smoother. Like it went in like a full 30 frames, maybe even 60 frames per second.
Oh, you mean like sometimes it like clipped a lot? Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Hypocritical Brit game says, what is your absolute favorite video game that was released between 1980 and 1999?
Oh, that's
Melanie, you go.
easiest
Wow.
question of my life. Tomb
Tomb Raider.
Raider 1. Yeah.
The best?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Super Mario World. Let's freaking go.
That game's so good.
If I
So
say
good.
what I want to say, I'm gonna get flamed.
Say it. That's okay.
Yes, Ocarina.
Ocarina.
Yeah,
Okay,
Ocarina.
I respect it.
I do like RE2 as well. RE2 was an amazing game.
Very good. Very good choice.
Travis, we've been through this before. It's not Orcarina.
I know, but that's how I say it.
Okay.
Ocarina.
Ocarina. It's not some like orca.
I love
it. In the sea. Let's go. Hey, Wolverine Snicked came in with a brand new membership. Let's freaking go. Outstanding. Thank you. And listen to this. My boy Brian, who's wheeling through life, came in with 20 gifted memberships today.
All right.
Outstanding. Let's stinking go. Painting the chat green. Thank you so much.
It.
Y'all have been crazy with the support today.
Man,
This is amazing.
Paint the chat green, y'all. That is awesome. As we will paint our chins brown.
Hey, I want yours black.
Black, jet black, like
Oh.
Like shoe polish black.
Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely. I feel like and let me show you exactly what I need to look like. This is
Like John Travolta.
Have you guys seen Steven Seagal recently?
Oh yeah, him
right?
too. Yeah,
I
they
don't-
both have done
I don't
it.
know.
Steven Seagal, like it's clearly
Look up John Travolta and look at his eyebrows. He did his eyebrows.
Oh wow.
All right, let me find John Travolta eyebrows. This is he did his eyebrows?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Look at it. Look at a
All right.
recent picture of this.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he looks pretty normal. I mean, I'd say normal for not normal for 70 something.
Right.
But normal enough. Is this what you're talking about?
Look at the one. Let me find a good.
That's kind of a vibe. I'm kind of
look
here
at
for that look.
the one on the bottom left there.
This one?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell.
Oh, that's definitely the hair, everything. That is a bit much.
Someone come in looking like on Monday. It's gonna be awesome. I'll tell you, Desiree's gonna be like, "What the hell happened to you?" I'll be like, 50 memberships. That's what
Who are you?
Method Cobra came in with the 5. Says, I'm not that great in Killer Instinct, but the music was always
Killer
lit."
Instinct was a great game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I always enjoyed Dead or Alive too. I thought
Mhm.
the fighting styles in it were just
Yeah.
Because you like them boobs flopping around on that movie.
Yeah.
That's
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 what it
totally why Travis liked it. Of course.
Of course. Jay Rome says
First thing I thought of.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, one of the best games on the N64. Let's go.
Conkers was good.
The great mighty
Especially
Pooh.
the battle arena stuff. That was great.
Brahma Noodles also came in and says, "Love Perfect Dark. I can't believe they botched the sequel/remake so badly. It's like turning Super Smash Brothers into an abomination like Donkey Kong 64." Travis.
Oh, and we got a new Perfect Dark in the works right now with
Really?
yeah, but the thing is that is frustrating about it is that they've taken on Crystal Dynamics on board to help them make it. Crystal Dynamics they make the current modern Tomb Raider, and it's so frustrating to me because me as a classic Lara Croft fan, I feel like Crystal Dynamics ruined Tomb Raider, and so I feel like, oh no, they're gonna take another iconic female lead character and ruin her as well. I'm expecting a very modern day appearance for her. We'll see. Hopefully we're proven wrong, but I just don't think it's going to be good.
When you played the new Tomb Raider games and Lara Croft is like dying by there's one scene I remember where she's like going down a river or something and
and gets
she got
impaled.
Yeah, she gets impaled by some sticks or something.
Through her neck. Yeah.
Right. when you were like, oh my God, because that was really.
It was very brutal. But the thing about that though is like the classic games did have some brutal death animations. So to me, I wasn't even like that against that. I mean, it just looks a lot more brutal and more current graphics than PS1 blocky graphics.
Right.
But yeah.
And oh man, while we're on Lara Croft, your thoughts on her in Call of Duty?
Don't like it. They just don't understand the character at all. Even like Crystal Dynamics, I feel like don't understand the character at all. She's just too. They just they try to make her just look like too chip on her shoulder, tough girl, mean, angry. But Lara Croft's character was very fun, flirty. Like she enjoyed the adrenaline rush of danger. So it's like she would be living for this kind of stuff, not.
Oh my God, sorry.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal.
Golly, that is rough stuff.
Well, I feel like especially the 2013 game was like torture porn. It was a bit much, especially given Lara Croft's reactions to stuff all the time. She was perpetually scared, very like, and a lot of screams and moans, and there was a lot of Rule 34 made as a result because they had plenty of audio to work with.
Super Sentai guy came in with membership for 2 months. Says best video game on any system, let alone the NES. Friday the 13th.
Oh,
okay.
Really?
To give you a thumbs up on that and say, yeah, okay, all right, whatever you say. Maybe you're playing the new version, perhaps the horror version, not the old school NES version. Blake came in and says best video game. The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. Super Metroid. Yeah, man. Good stuff right there, Blake.
Very
You're
good.
my boy. All right. We're 30 minutes in the show. We've talked about all sorts of things, everything from bleaching or from dyeing our chins all the way to Lara Croft death scenes. But right now it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Adam, for that intro. Okay, the big news today. They finally announced, or they finally showed for the first time, Jean-Claude Van Damme in Mortal Kombat. Melanie, do you know why this is significant?
Why? I don't know.
So, when Mortal Kombat was first being developed 30-something years ago, in 1991,
Right.
by 4 guys in Chicago, Illinois,
Yeah.
the original pitch for the game was Jean-Claude Van Damme the game. And
Oh, really?
it was supposed to be a Jean-Claude Van Damme game, but
I
they
didn't
couldn't
know that.
figure out licensing to it.
Isn't that what the one movie star character is based off of too? The glasses and
Oh,
Correct. So
Johnny Cage.
yeah,
yes.
Johnny.
I did not know this. Okay.
So Johnny Cage is meant to be JCVD in Bloodsport. And so they went back and forth. They tried to get him for years and years, like literally decades. But something
Yeah.
always came up. It was
He
licensing.
he probably always wanted too much money back then, and now he doesn't have as much work.
Sure, absolutely. So finally,
Wow.
after 30 years, there's a Jean-Claude Van Damme skin in the game, as well as his voice in Mortal Kombat.
Is it
And-
going to be like
Wow.
a skin on Johnny Cage, or is
Yes.
it
Okay.
That's cool though.
So this is
That is cool.
Hey,
how it was meant
they
to
should
be.
put a Jackie Chan skin on who's the other guy's name? The one
What?
that throws the hat.
Oh, Kung Lao?
Oh, writing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean, there's a million knockoffs of Bruce Lee from back in the day. You think of like Fei Long and Street Fighter. There's a million of them.
Well, what I'm
Um,
saying is you could do this is a lot of DLC you can sell. People like Bruce Lee, they're gonna pay for his skin.
Yeah, Liu Kang.
True.
Liu Kang was the
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Liu
no.
Kang.
So I wanted to show you this trailer. It just kind of I won't be able to show you actually the best part about the trailer, which is the fatality that they show at the end. But the fatality is spectacular. But it does show you Jean-Claude Van Damme. And then I want to talk about it because, well, I want to let you guys form your own opinions.
Can I predict something? He's going to do the splits and kill somebody.
Well, of course.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Here's the trailer for this. Just released today. Once again, you will not be able to see the fatality because YouTube.
Bring it.
Okay, so here's the first thing. I'll continue.
I finally meet Hollywood Boulevard Johnny.
Fans love me. Do you know what they'll pay for selfies?
Fight.
I told you Madame Bo would be a tough negotiator. Yeah, I wish she was my agent. Hit me. It will be great. I'll play a kickboxer, you a street fighter.
The answer is still no.
All right, we'll leave it there.
Okay.
Leave it there.
I love everything about this.
I think it looks good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
just like him because he used voice clearly, but it even looks like his younger self.
So I actually think it doesn't look anything like him, like at all.
See, I disagree. Well, not that, but I think the front.
I don't even really know who he is, so I can't speak on accuracy or anything. But execution to me, it looks good. I think it's the ultimate homage that they could have possibly done given the backstory and stuff. But I'm not the expert on this to be weighing in on accuracy.
So let me kind of show you what Jean-Claude Van Damme looks like.
I think
just for your reference.
This is an AI issue.
Oh,
I think there's more shots of him from the front and stuff, and they probably used him from that one specific movie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so they don't have a lot of profile shots of him. That's why it doesn't look as good on the side in my mind.
I will say in the game he looks more prettified compared to this. Yeah, definitely more Ken, more Ken Barbie.
Yeah.
Can you get a straight on shot of him in the game?
Sure. I'll do some digging. I would say that's been one of the big critiques of this game so far is that it's meant to be, they say the character models are not very strong.
I do agree with that. I just don't, especially everybody knows with the women, but I just don't like their art style that much in general.
There's kind of a side by side as best I can provide to you. So I think it's his nose. I think it's his nose. I think that's the thing that's kind of getting me. But I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Is this that's the general thought. I posted this on Twitter and people were like, yeah, the character models in this game aren't very good. But I will say this. I think the gameplay looks awesome. Like it looks super fun. So
well, and they also announced Natara, Megan Fox as Natara. When was that? 2 days ago. And it's like, how do you mess up just making a character after Megan Fox's likeness and make her not look good?
Yeah, right.
But here we are. I'm not impressed.
What was Katana's mother's name with the gray hair?
Oh, I don't know.
You know that they could have had like Elvira skin for her.
Oh,
right. That would have been cool.
Sindel?
Oh yeah, I think that might have been her.
The one who screams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know like the entire lore of Mortal Kombat. I've said many times I think Mortal Kombat 9 is the best video game movie I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Like I love the story of Mortal Kombat 9. Apparently the story from Mortal Kombat 11 is great though, and this is meant to be a continuation of it. So yeah, I don't know. It's I'm excited for this. And by the way, Travis, just to kind of close your poll out, Donkey Kong 64. Nah, not one of the best games on the N64.
Oh no!
But it was pretty close, 60-40. You know.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Good for you, Trev.
I just say 10% of people are drunk or on drugs.
This is true. This is true.
And I'm one of those people.
At all times.
So
this game comes out very, very soon. As a matter of fact, this weekend, just to kind of tie in a little promotion, tomorrow I'm going to be reacting to, I have a video done that is the old Screw Attack top 10 Mortal Kombat fatalities. It's going to go up tomorrow at noon on a Saturday. So I'm looking, the video is 15 years old from 2008. So it's old as shit.
Awesome.
So it will be way, like I would tell you this right now, 0 of the fatalities on it would make the list today. So, but it's, you know, it'll be worth watching. So watch that tomorrow at noon here on the Side Scrollers podcast channel. By the way, the ultimate goal is to go through and update that list and do a new top 10 Mortal Kombat fatalities list or a top 10 Mortal Kombat theme. I don't think we can do actually a top 10 Mortal Kombat fatalities because YouTube wouldn't allow it. They're too bloody and gory and all that stuff. So yeah.
YouTube's weak.
Weak, pathetic fools. That's right. Little reference right there. Sonic came in, says
Tomb Raider 3
was my favorite, Melanie. Your view on the third game?
Tomb Raider 3 is my second favorite in the series. I think it's amazing. What I really love about it is the globe trotting you have and the variety of outfits that comes with that. That was really fun. It was exceptionally difficult, especially if you're playing on PlayStation 1, because then you didn't have the way that the save system worked with the save crystals. And it was just brutal. The devs were like, let's make this. It was the Dark Souls of PS1 games. It was extremely difficult. I mean, I think there's some frustrating elements to it, so it's not absolutely perfect like Tomb Raider 1 in my opinion, but overall, love Tomb Raider 3.
Actually, what you just said makes me want to ask you guys a question, and I'm just curious what you guys think, because I'm not real sure. Do you think gamers have become less accepting of there being a mistake in a game?
Yes, and I think that has to do with social media, because
I say yes and no, because because they are constantly highlighted and stuff, but we are getting a lot of unfinished games that are released too early as well. So the tolerance is a lot lower because of that, because how many games are being released broken and then they just patch them, you know? So yeah, kind of yes and no.
I love it. But Seth says the Kickboxer and Street Fighter references were great. Yeah, I don't know if you guys picked those up in the trailer. Specifically at the very tail end, there is this this confrontation here between Johnny Cage or I guess JCVD.
It will be great. I'll play a kickboxer, you a street fighter.
The answer is still no.
So there's been a lot of talk. I think the reference at the very end with him saying the answer is still no is there's been talk literally since these two games have been alive for the past 30 years of a Mortal Kombat cross Street Fighter crossover. I think it's pretty safe to say that'll probably never happen.
They really should do it and sell it for like $100.
That would just be so wild to see fatalities on Street Fighter characters, like ripping Cammy's head off or something. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
So that's exactly why it wouldn't happen. And I know this for a
Right.
fact because back at Screw Attack when we produced the show Death Battle, we wanted to get Ryu in a death battle, and we approached Capcom about it, and he was in a death battle but was unauthorized, and they were like, absolutely not, because they didn't want to see him die.
Okay, that makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
I'd say just give them fatalities and let them do it to each other.
Yeah.
Or do like that Mortal Kombat versus DC where it's all brutalities and it was really stupid. Method Cobra says, what's your favorite fatality? I don't know. I like... Go ahead, Mel.
I don't think I've played enough Mortal Kombat to really have a say on there. I'll just say my favorite character is Sub-Zero, so anything he does.
A decapitation was that's the OG, man, ripping the head off. Yeah, I like the ridiculousness of the Mortal Kombat 2, where they dropped the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade cabinet on the player just because it's so stupid and so self-aware.
Yeah.
Trav,
Scorpion.
Scorpion's
Oh.
just yeah.
Yeah, when he takes his head off or his mask off and all
Mhm.
Joe says Megan Fox was a horrible choice for Nitara. Should have gone back with Kate Beckinsale from the Underworld
Oh.
films.
that. I agree with this.
That's a
100%.
based comment, and high key, the first Underworld movie is my favorite movie of all time. I love Kate Beckinsale in that movie. So that's a very based comment there. I agree.
I don't know. I feel like I need to look her up really quick and just make sure I'm good, just so we're all on the same page. Here's Kate Beckinsale in Underworld.
Oh, she was just everything perfect.
Well, this epitomizes what a female character can be: beautiful,
Mhm. Yep.
hot, sexy, strong, all that. You know, you don't have to give up some things to be strong.
Exactly. Exactly.
Joe, who's a pureblood, says, "Hey, Craig, if you want a good laugh, you want to bring up Jean-Claude Van Damme movie clip from the movie Breakin'. He's in the background dancing." Well, while we were chatting, I did pull that up, and here's Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing in the background of the 1984 classic, and I use that term loosely, Breakin'. Let's check him out as he's dancing in the background. Let's see if you can find Jean-Claude Van Damme. I'm not going to play the music. Look at him go. Look at him go back there. Let's go.
Amazing.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Way to add to the show. And Seth also came in and says JCVD also played Guile in the movie, which I think is what they were going for. Yeah, he did play Guile in the Street Fighter movie in the 90s, which is a really interesting tie into this whole thing. The way video games weave together, and it's fascinating, man. Let's go to our next story. And Melanie, I know you've covered this because it was on your Melanie Matt Go Boom channel in your latest video, which I encourage everybody, literally everybody, to go subscribe right now to the Melanie Matt Go Boom channel. Right there. Let's get those numbers up.
Yes.
And you can talk more about this because apparently Rotten Tomatoes is crooked as fuck.
Yeah, let's all pretend to be shocked here. That's what I said in my videos. It's just like, I think people have been suspecting this for a very long time. But it's I feel like the biggest surprise of it all is that all it took was $50. Like the price was just $50 to produce these shady paid off reviews. That's all it took.
So what we're referencing here is there's a report that came out where a PR agency was hired for these different films to go out and reach out to these Rotten Tomato reviewers. And you're right. It's crazy to think that they were paid as little as $50 to essentially go see the movie. And if the idea was, look, you can say whatever you want, but if you say anything bad, just do us a favor. Don't put it on Rotten Tomatoes. Right. But if you're going to say something good, and by the way, here's $50, put it on Rotten Tomatoes to help boost the score up a little bit.
This is illegal, isn't it?
I know it's definitely against like I don't know why I'm forgetting what they're called, but like the online, the internet police peeps with this kind of stuff. You're supposed to disclose if anything is sponsored or if you're paid for any type of review. I just don't understand how they even went around all that.
They could be doing what politicians do. It's a gift.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's just.
I mean, if you're just happen to be nice to us because you like us because we give you shit all the time,
right? I just can't wrap my head around people selling their integrity for $50, and we've seen this on Twitter lately as well with some big accounts. There's that women posting their L's account that was trying to make it look like it wasn't a paid thing as well. Not disclosing that it was paid, but advertising OnlyFans pages for girls, essentially. And they were only paid like $50. It's like that account is huge. You're gonna sell your integrity for $50?
Yeah. Well, And then after that, who's ever going to trust these people again?
Yeah.
And what even in a normal job setting? So say they go work at just food service. Well, would you trust them not to steal your coworkers' tips now?
Yep.
I don't know.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
this goes back to the idea of like, I was a part of, Melanie, you referenced the idea that now you have to disclose when money is exchanged or any sort of gift or anything like that.
Right.
I was actually at, from what I understand, this is the event, but I was actually at the event that caused that rule to be put in place.
Oh, really?
So
which event?
So back in the day, it was the best video game review event I've ever been to. Okay. And I think it was for Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops, maybe 1 or 2. So the premise of the game is
that back when they used to wine and dine them and stuff? And like,
listen, okay, this was the best. It was so cool. Now, luckily, the game was spectacular, right? And I didn't have to like lie about it because I wasn't going to. But the event, we got flown out to Santa Monica. When we got off the plane, they took us from one hangar to another hangar, and we got put in a helicopter, rode up the coastline of California to this all-inclusive, like super luxury resort, where we got to play Call of Duty Black Ops for essentially 3 days with all the food and booze and anything you want. We can go get massages if we want to. Like, it was insane, right?
Wow.
It was the best.
So, and I understand, you know, some people have a line where they, even with that stuff, they're not going to change their opinion. But goddamn, how hard is it for the rest of the people up there? You just got all this free shit. It was the greatest time you've had in months.
Especially if they're not used to this kind of treatment. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, wow, you guys just wined and dined me and did all this.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult for them to turn around and
how can you separate it?
Yeah,
well, I will tell you this: we went into this. I was there with Chad James, and as wow, they treat you like a high class escort trick. Yeah,
I was just gonna say that's how you know they're gonna sex you up when they fly you out in a fucking helicopter to the resort that you can only get there in the helicopter.
Well, I'll say this: I remember getting there. I was there with Chad, and when we landed, I'm off this helicopter with our custom helicopter helmets and all this stuff. It was crazy. I remember us looking at each other, and these were, I don't know, remember who said it, but it was one of us to each other. It was something to the effect of like, I sure hope this game is good because I'm gonna have I would really hate to bomb this game after all this shit, you know.
Hey, my personality, I would love nothing after you gave me all that free shit.
But it was
that's your karma, but
right.
Get me a shit game and then give me all this free shit karma.
But the game was spectacular, though. That was I said this for a long time. I felt Call of Duty, and it still may be that way today, but specifically that back then, because I haven't played much of the new Call of Duties the last couple of years, but I thought Call of Duty was one of the best values in video games as far as getting a full multiplayer campaign, you got full zombies, which was huge for a long time, and multiplayer on top of that. It's like 3 games in one for $60. I thought it was one of the best values in video games.
And the games run great. So
yeah,
for the most part, you know.
Yeah. So anyways, that was the event that kind of caused all that. But going back to this story here with Rotten Tomatoes, the idea of like I don't think anybody's super surprised that this has happened specifically in the movie industry, because there is this, and even in the video game industry, it's this way. Now, to be totally clear, I have never seen a company, people talk about like being paid for reviews. I've never seen that happen before in my almost 20 years in this industry, right? I've never seen money exchange hands on behalf for a review of a game.
Right.
But I think there is something to be said for access, which is always the thing that's hanging over people, is the idea of we'll give you this game, right? And the idea of, well, maybe I should bite my tongue because I want to be on the list next time too.
Well, right,
exactly.
Only give it to people who's friendly to them.
And I've been paid to stream games before, and I always disclose when that happens. But then it's just like, you know, in those cases, I was just streaming them and playing them. But yeah, it does. There's something in you when it's just like, oh, that's so nice of them to pay me to play this game. They gave me the game and they're paying me. Then whenever you notice something bad in it, you feel like a jerk if you point it out. It's just that's why it's just not a great dynamic, and that's why now I just prefer to just buy my own games that I'm playing, because if I'm just gonna that happened with Fire Emblem Engage. They weren't gonna pay me to play, but they were gonna give me a free copy of it, and I just went ahead and bought it instead because I was like, I want to be able to say things that I don't like. And there was a lot of things that I did criticize and stuff. Not that I couldn't have if they did, but I'd feel like a jerk. I don't like it. I just don't like that dynamic.
There's
Right.
got to be some way to have a middle ground here,
Right.
and maybe have like a third party place where game companies, if they want reviews, they send them to this place. They don't know who the games get sent to,
Right.
and maybe a percentage of video game sales goes into a fund to pay people to do the reviews, so that way it's not coming from the video game company, so they don't feel
Right.
any obligation to say nice things.
Right.
I think there's definitely a conflict of interest with anybody getting paid to do a review on any product,
yep.
whether it's video games, movies, or a can opener.
But that's why I meant a third party, because you'll be paid whether it's a good or bad review.
Right.
It's a tough dynamic. At some point, I just feel almost like, hey, people should just be buying the games that they're going to play and that they're going to review. Maybe give them the opportunity to get it early, but even then there's still a little bit of conflict of interest there. It's just tough. It's tough when you give people access to that kind of stuff, especially when the company will revoke that if the review is bad. It's tough.
I have an example of this where it kind of works that way, but in a different way. It wasn't Linus Tech Tips, but it was the review. He reviews computers and stuff. He's got big puffy curly hair. I forget his name.
Okay.
But he would have PCs sent from like iBuy PC and all these places who build PCs, and he would always have to use a shell name, because he knew if he ordered it from his company or in his name, they would make sure everything was perfect.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And he wanted one right off the line that is just getting sent directly to him, so he could give a genuine review.
Yeah. And I think that's something that very few percentage of people actually reach that, but I think that's a very good idea for him. So anyways, I don't know if we'll ever be able to look at Rotten Tomatoes the same way again after that story. So
no, but I mean, Rotten Tomatoes always, and I'm repeating what I said in my video, but they always, my favorite movies, they always give the rotten score, and then movies I don't like, they give the fresh score. So when I look at Rotten Tomatoes, it's always for the user reviews, and usually I can assume if Rotten Tomatoes, the critics don't like something, hey, I might actually like it. Like Underworld, the Hellboy movies, Nacho Libre, even.
Yeah,
some of my faves.
Personally, she gave us her answer. Personally, Craig, do you look at the review score? I've never looked at it. I always look at the audience score.
On Rotten Tomatoes, I have, and I have, but I wouldn't say it's like a go-to every time.
Right.
I just generally go off my own, my own instinct on something, and oftentimes my instinct is right, but I've been wrong many, many times. So,
well, trailers like to hide things.
Of course.
They do. Yep.
Lord Spleech came in, says another free gift memberships. Thanks, dude. That's right. Hey, we've had a bunch of gifted memberships today. 70 gifted memberships today. We're at 71 total members today.
Very good.
And for those of you just joining us, because we reached 50 today, Travis and I will be making our way to our local big box retailer and probably buying some sort of sweet Just for Men product. And I'm going to come back looking like Steven Seagal on Monday, baby.
I'll look 22 again. Funny enough, I started getting gray hair at 23. So
genetics, you just never know. It's the roll of the dice.
And
it was in my beard first, which
oh,
was
wow.
crazy. Yeah.
Blake came in and says positive review or balls from side scrollers. Obvious choice. Always the balls. That's right. Hey, thank you, Blake. Appreciate that. Let's move on to our next story, which that's the irony of me going next, because I pretty much pulled that up from that's something I got from watching the movie Private Parts. Are you familiar with that movie, Melanie?
No.
So Private Parts is it's the biopic about the rise of Howard Stern.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Howard Stern? Obviously,
A little bit. I've seen little bits. I know who he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Howard Stern, for those who don't know, is one of the greatest shock jocks in history. He got his career started in the 80s up through the 90s, became one of the most prominent voices in all of media for a long time, eventually made the jump to Sirius XM radio for a mega deal. And his audience is extremely faithful to him. He was the voice. The thing that made him so popular was he was the punk rock of radio. He was not afraid to ruffle feathers. He was the guy who said what everybody was thinking. So much so that the FCC wanted to pull him off the radio so many times because of derogatory jokes, or he would find ways to say dirty words in a creative way. Just a creative genius.
They fined him
in radio.
millions of dollars, if I recall, millions of dollars.
So Private Parts was that it came out in like I think late 90s, I think, when that movie came out, and it, it's a really funny movie. But fast forward 20 something years, and Howard Stern is now a shell of himself who more or less bends the knee to the narrative and has become pretty much everything that he hated. I guess that happens over time.
You, this is the guy who on air had a sex worker sit on a large speaker while he went boom, 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 into the speaker to make her orgasm.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's the guy we're talking about here.
Okay, so Howard Stern, though, he has been petrified of COVID. Like, absolutely terrified. He did his show out of his house for 2.5 years throughout COVID. He literally never left his house for 2.5 years. He was extremely critical of anybody who didn't get the woohoo. And
granted, his house is the size of a small country.
Right. And so he was asked recently, keep with all this background, right? That he was this shock jock. He was the punk rock of radio. He was the voice of the voiceless. And the slow turn over the years, he's kind of gone to more of like more of an interview format. He has notable people on that he talks to, and he'll ask them awkward questions and stuff. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, because a caller asked him recently if he was going to be. By the way, this is from Neon. My boy over at Clownfish. He says a caller asked Howard Stern if he planned to return to his studio after spending the last 3 years at his home to evade COVID. Stern said no. In fact, he's more worried now than he's ever been. He says the threat of a new COVID wave has hit him in a state of paranoia. I'm going crazy with this. My wife yelled at me last night. We got into a fight. You know how paranoid I am about COVID. I haven't gotten it. I'm pretty safe. And I really don't want to get it, Stern said. Everyone goes, don't worry. It's just a cold for me. It'll probably be way worse. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm the lucky one who will completely fall apart. My wife's considerably younger than me. And as you might have heard, she's not as concerned about COVID as I am because, I'm an older dude.
Live your life, man.
I know.
Live your life in perpetual fear that you may get something and you may die. Oh my gosh.
There's no way to live.
He's going to be unhappy the rest of his life if he can't get past this.
Exactly.
So the New York Post reported that last October that Stern dined out with his friends for the first time.
Wow!
Was he in a gas mask surrounded by plexiglass
and a feeding tube?
Right.
So apparently he's a germaphobe, right? I guess that's kind of his thing, right? And COVID frightened no one in media more than it did Howard Stern.
Well, viruses are not germs, by the way.
But he was, he was really upset. He said the NFL should throw out Aaron Rodgers out of the league for not being vaccinated, complaining about Oprah hosting a dinner party without masks, and and blaming Christy Alley's colon cancer on her anti-science approach to the pandemic, whatever that
Okay.
Whoa.
Like, so what if you're gonna like? That's just over the line. You can have your beliefs and stuff, but don't say like rude, mean ass shit.
That's-
Like her, she has colon
Right.
cancer. Like you don't need
Exactly.
to. She doesn't need to hear Howard Stern's bullshit
Yep.
about it.
I agree.
It's
Rough
enough
stuff,
to
man.
deal with.
But I'm just like with this dude, I'm thinking, did he get some sort of crazy premonition, or is it really his time and he's trying to escape it, or is he just acting like a complete moron?
I
with
think
all
he's
of this?
old.
Yeah,
He's just old, and
He's
he's
just old.
frail and scared now. You know,
I just
and
remember
which is
when,
crazy because he
yeah.
lived this rock star lifestyle.
right
Right.
when all this
I'd have been
first
more scared of AIDS or herpes or something than
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, with this
Jeez.
rock star lifestyle, exactly. But I just remember when all this was first happening. This was before there was any sort of narrative on social media, because we're all like, "Oh, whoa, what even is this?" And I went out and got groceries with my roommate at that time, and my roommate's like, "We gotta spray everything down that we get after we have to wear masks and gloves." Like, he was super paranoid, so we just went all out. And then after we got back, I was like, I ain't doing this again. I would rather die than live like this.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
just no way to live.
So
Well, and it actually doing that stuff makes you more susceptible to germs. So
Right.
even if you don't get COVID, then you're gonna touch something, get sick, and die because you've been in a fucking bubble for
Yep.
God knows how long.
right, and I think that's the biggest thing is you see, all these people who have sheltered themselves off. They're literally doing more harm than good.
When kids went back to school, flu rates skyrocketed.
I saw it firsthand, man. Saw it firsthand, and it's amazing. Hey, just for fun and giggles, what do you think Howard Stern's net worth is?
Oh
Oh.
my goodness.
Oh, $750 million. I'd say he's almost a billionaire.
Good guess.
I have no idea. Or let's go with 800 million.
Well, both y'all, if we're doing prices right, both y'all went over, but it's still 650 million with an annual salary of $90 million.
And I think this kind of puts into perspective like the love and obsession with money in general, because look how rich he is and he can have anything he ever wants. And here he is living scared and can't even go out and eat lunch with his friends. It just puts a lot into perspective. Money
and
isn't everything.
I think that contributed to this now how
Mhm.
he is, right? Because he doesn't have to leave his house. He doesn't have to go
Right.
to a normal job and be around normal people. He's got so much money. He can have a chef come in and cook in his third kitchen and then have somebody else wheel it in who's been like decontaminated. And,
Yeah.
so he can do all that crazy shit. So,
So
in
real
his
quick,
world, it's justifiable. I don't know.
I want to point this out really quick. So Short Fat Otaku came in and says, I didn't expect Melanie Mac to be on Side Scrollers. If you had told me this is what the show will be 15 years ago, I never would have believed it. Listen, this is literally the same show that it was 15 years ago.
We go way back,
right?
Because we were what was that, like 2010 or something like that?
Yes.
And I was potentially gonna join forces with you. So yeah,
long time ago, yeah, for sure. But we're still talking video game stuff. We're still making fun of stupid people, right? It's a format that works, man.
It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Metastep says, I think you are gonna look at Anton LaVey. I don't know. Let's find out who Anton LaVey is. Travis, see if you can find that. Still love Side Scrollers. Melanie Mac, I appreciate you. Was just listening to you read the Bible.
Thank you so much.
Which, once again, you can find on Melanie's brand new channel, Bible Time with Melanie Mac. You guys go subscribe over there. Look at that. That's great stuff.
Thank you. I'm so excited about it. I didn't expect that many people to be, stoked for it. I thought, okay, this would be for the some people. I thought I was just going to be like a couple hundred views a video. I'm just blown away right now.
Great. Junior came in and says, young Howard would hate who he's become.
Yes.
Complete shell of himself. Absolutely. Yeah.
That search of him is in the chat there if you want to look at it.
I know so many people who are just
Oh,
like
he
Howard Stern.
founded the Church of Satan, somebody said. So that's gotta be like I can't remember what he looked like, but I imagine like very jet black, very dyed hair.
I'm gonna come in looking like this idiot over here. Here we go.
Oh
It's
yes,
me.
that I remember that face.
It's me, Stuttering Craig, with my snake. Oh my God.
Oh, that's
I may
funny.
end up looking more like Andrew Broderick. Who knows?
Winterfell came in talking about Howard Stern, says he is the definition of sellout. Rock is dead. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. You guys know my brother's a musician. His next song is gonna blow your fucking minds.
Ooh.
I was gonna say, is Rock dead?
Well, I'll tell you this. His song's going to slap you in the face with how rock has just been a shell of itself, and how all this stuff that was preached to you in the 60s, 70s, and 80s was just all a bunch of bullshit. And
I think the problem with modern music is everything's been popified, and it's for commercialism. If it's not popified, it doesn't play around the whole radio around the world. Country just plays a certain segment, so they have to popify it. And
right.
you know.
You've got some people, I know he's more from like the emo space, but Falling in Reverse's lead singer, though, he's been speaking out against a lot of this craziness. I mean, he got his TikTok account banned for saying that men can't be women, you know. So he's been speaking out a lot more, talking against like cancel culture and stuff like that in some of his songs, like Zombified. So that's been cool, but it's to the point though where that's rare. He got like slammed by the metal scene, or like a metal website that does, talks about metal music, and it's like, wow, this is where we're at, to where it's just heavy metal, punk, emo, all that has just been hijacked by a bunch of these pansies.
Do you guys remember, it was a Pink song, one of her first 3, I think, where in the song she points to a whiteboard where they said you need to have blonde hair, big boobs,
right?
And
I remember that song.
Basically,
that was a good song too.
Yeah, kind of what's happened with the industry. You got to fit a mold,
Yep.
Well, if you don't, it is what it is, By the way, speaking of blonde hair, big boobs, have you seen the new Rolling Stone music video? By the way,
no.
I'm just gonna clip this really quick. This is they dropped this new video where they go this car's going through Hollywood, and on all the billboards are various times throughout their career, right? And they kind of replicate it, and they're moving billboards and stuff. It's actually really good. But here's your blonde hair and your big boobs. It's literally this girl like going through and looking all booby.
Oh wow!
Which, hey, that's it. Still works, everybody. It still works. Number 5 on trending, by the way. Going back to my theory that guys like big boobs. Just gonna throw it out there,
Yeah, but with music, it can be a great music without having the big boobs and all that.
Of course,
because you don't see
you
a
don't
lot
have
of music.
not everybody has to like fit this exact mold is what's the point of that. And then now it's like you have to fit a mold, but a different one. It's just same concept, different mold.
More of a sound mold now.
Yeah, for sure. Noodles came in with a $5 direct donation. Thanks, Noodles. It says, Melanie Mack for the 4th chair on the show. Hope y'all are doing well. Thanks, Noodles. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
They love you, Melanie. All right.
Yay.
Lord Spleech says, Trav likes big dicks. Yeah, but where'd that come from?
What the hell? All right, we got
random fact of the day.
Yeah. Thanks, Lord Spleech.
Maybe I like small dicks.
Okay, so
hi, yeah, maybe.
So let's go from one germaphobe to somebody who's not afraid of germs at all. This guy, I'm going to go to My Nerdy Home, is Steph over at Geeks and Gamers for this tweet.
I love Steph.
She's great. This is a Roblox streamer who is cleaning their room. Have you guys seen this video?
Ooh, I saw a little bit and I clicked away.
Mike, when you showed me this, my first question is, how old is she, right? And because
Wait.
like
Do you say she?
he,
I think it's a young man.
I
think
don't.
so.
Okay, this gentleman.
Can't tell these days.
This gentleman, how old is he? You know what I mean? Like, because
Mhm.
man, that's bad.
Clearly a kid.
Like like I get the clothes, I get the school stuff,
Right.
the food stuff,
food
stuff.
Yeah, because that's the thing is sometimes when it's like, oh, extra clothes on the floor because you're too lazy to do some laundry. But when it gets gross like that, that's when it's like, okay, is this severe depression? Is this some sort of mental thing? Because that's not normal for people to live like that.
Or are you like breeding cockroaches?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if that's your goal,
well,
let's
find out. Let's check out this bad boy here.
Cleaning my room as a Roblox streamer. Again. First, I went over what we have. We have a roach infestation. I don't think it's caused by me. I think it's just a really invasive.
Not caused by him, he just has food that's left out for
I got
however long.
moldy 6-day-old chili.
Yikes.
We've got some bowls we have to clean up.
Just a hot dog laying out here with
That was for 4th of July.
Oh my god, I didn't even put that together. It's fucking September.
And the cockroach isn't his problem.
Oh my gosh.
This hot dog. July 4th. All right, we clean up this chair. Get some of these bowls.
He's eating fucking SpaghettiOs. Like what
Well,
a fucking
that's
child.
the thing is I couldn't even use that dish again with it being all moldy and like I wouldn't even want to wash it and use it again because you don't know what's seeped into, especially it's plastic.
And
It's seeped into the
yeah.
fibers. Yeah.
Bowls down. That's a little crusted on. Might need to soak it in some hot water first.
Pause it.
We have some frappuccino.
You know how old the stuff is because look how dried out those little O's are.
Yep.
Look how small they are.
Yep.
Right.
Oh.
Looks like something tried growing in here. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Oh dear.
Now we got some snack trays. Got to clean these up. Don't want my dog to eat them. I think he already did. Some of it's missing. Found a little baby roach trying to get away. Sorry, honey. Didn't mean.
By the way, your
He's
girlfriend,
married?
whatever, your wife, like shame on them.
For real.
Shame on them for not going in and being like, yo, honey, get
Take
your
care of
shit
me.
in order. This is disgusting.
So I'm not gonna say whom it is, but somebody in my family has a house very much like this, very much worse than this. So much so that I went in there to help one day, threw away about 6 bags of trash, and then they freaked out and said they need to go through it.
That is a mental / emotional thing.
Issue, yes.
Yeah.
So much so that I would put rubber bands like on the bottom of my pant legs, like so nothing could get up in there. So I very much understand how this happens. It's disgusting. But it's really like an emotional issue.
Right. It is. It is.
Or some childhood thing.
Yep.
You know?
I agree.
We got 10 seconds. We can survive another 10 seconds. Probably. Whew. If we can survive 10 seconds, hopefully this guy can survive 10 seconds in his room. So
I mean to leave that down there. Hope you don't mind. All right, well that's about it. The room's pretty clean now. We've made a lot of good progress, so we're just gonna finish up another day. I'm pretty exhausted, so
it's pretty clean.
I wonder how often and how long he streams for. My goodness. I know Asmongold, huge streamer. A month or two ago, I recall seeing pictures from his room where it was just as bad as this. Yeah, a lot of people are laughing and stuff, but to me, it's just like, okay, wait a minute. This says depression or something. And I know with like a lot of streamers who are streaming, especially constantly, that can be a very depressing thing. Even though, it's a dream. It's a dream to have that as a career, but it can be when it's all the time. It can be very depressing. I used to stream a lot more. I was streaming almost every single day at one point when I was signed with Facebook Gaming. And I got in a really dark place after a while because I think part of it, there's a balance to be had because it's like, oh, we fun. This is game. But then a part of it, when your only social interaction you're getting with people is through a screen, it feels like dystopian. It feels like you lose your humanity. It's hard to explain, but it can be intense.
I actually want to speak on that really quick because this is something I haven't talked about really at all. like I'll tell you this, in the last month or so. So I work from the house. My wife and kids go away for the day, right? My interaction is with you guys and the chat, right? And the G2s. And like it is when you're kind of isolated by yourself on a day-to-day basis, it is very hard, to the point to where I was telling my wife, I was like, look, I got to do something. Like I got to be able to get out, because I'm working from, I'm live from, I start show prep around 9 a.m. right, and then I get done around sometimes 6 p.m. Doing other stuff. So from that time to that time, I'm literally I'm surrounded by 3 monitors staring at a camera, and I don't really have a whole lot of interaction. That's not how people are supposed to live.
It's not. It's really not. Yeah.
It's
And
tough.
so my parents moved close to where I live now, and it has been such a huge game changer for me because, before I was just constantly again, like I said, only social interaction I got was through a screen. And so now it's like, okay, I can get my work done through the week and then go hang out on my parents' little farm on the weekend and spend time with them and their cow and chickens and get to experience nature. And it has been a game changer for me. It has been amazing.
Right.
Yeah, I think with these people, not only is this online life and never having any outside contact an issue, but I've noticed with the ones that I know, the other people that they even live with, they didn't clean their stuff, so it's an excuse. I'm not going to do mine because they didn't do theirs. Well, it's a cyclical circle, then it's never going to get done. I will clean somebody else's mess just because I don't want it there.
Right. Yeah.
Melanie, this is something I've actually given a lot of thought to based off of what I just said. I know there's a lot of people in the North Texas, Dallas area that make content. And I was thinking like, man, it'd be really great to kind of talk to everybody. And if we were to get some sort of like small space where we can just go and congregate on the regular, and it's
I'd love that.
I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
And we could do stuff together, or, whatever it may be, just a space to not be so isolated. But
Yep.
anyways, so
let's make it happen.
I'll seriously do some research on it.
Yeah.
And we can kind of put everybody together. But
I'd love that.
I'll say this, just kind of with this dude who is, clearly hoarding his SpaghettiOs.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. All right, let's go to our next story here. Oh, holy crap! Let's hit some of these some of this support. Man, Nutty Pirate says, back in the day, I probably had been hard pressed to review PlayStation 1 stuff so badly. They sent me as part of the PSU. Luckily, it was mostly free swag and demo discs for minimal survey work. Nutty Pirate, thank you very much for your input about that. Talking about receiving review copies from a couple stories ago. And Melodic Method came in with 50. Where's those balls, Trav? Said Crag probably. They made a video. Yeah, that's right. They made a video with a lady looking all booby and everything. I'm pretty sure I said that, right?
Yeah.
They made a video with a lady looking all booby and everything. That's how I speak.
When I said that, my dog got up and came running around and
Poor
thing.
Hey, give it up for Melodic Method with the $50 super chat. That is spectacular.
Go.
That's great. And Hal came in with the $5 super chat. Says, hey, listen up. The roaches caused the infestation, not him. Don't victim blame. You're normalizing dirty bug behavior. I know.
They could help clean up. Come on.
Joe's apartment. Hey.
Maybe they're actually trying to help clean up. They're like, let's eat this stuff to just help them out here.
Actually, I could never watch Joe's Apartment. I got through about 10 minutes of it. I'm like, done.
All right, we got about 3 stories. We got about 10 minutes left, so we're gonna rapid fire through these final stories here.
All right.
As we get going. Have you guys heard of the story Only Up? The game Only Up that was on Steam. It was the viral game from.
Played it.
Yeah, it was super viral a few months ago. All the big streamers were playing it. Well, it has been pulled from Steam by the creator due to, quote, stress. and he wants to put the game behind him. So he released this game. Apparently, it was like his first attempt at making a game, and he fancies himself as like an amateur. Sold bukus of monies and bukus of copies, and made all this money and stuff. And there were some like minor little blips on the radar. He had like a copyrighted asset in the game, and I think it says it quietly promoted NFTs and stuff. Okay, cool. But he went in and he's pulled the game based off of just off the stress attached to having a really popular game.
Right.
And as being pointed out, a lot of people are comparing this back to Flappy Bird.
I remember. Yeah.
Yes.
I think a lot of people, they think about this kind of stuff, and in their head, it's just like, oh, wait, that sounds like the dream though, right? But not everybody is equipped for that. Not everybody is equipped to just have, in this case, their work looked at under a microscope, and just to all of a sudden go from just this normal dude who's just making a game for fun to, wow, all of a sudden all kinds of people know who I am. All kinds of people see my work. They're noticing every little thing I do wrong. They're criticizing every move, like every little thing I do. It's a lot for people, and it's just not for everybody.
It has almost 13,000 reviews that are mostly positive on Steam, and
yeah,
I mean, I can't find any numbers on how many specifically it sold, but I think the game was like $8 or $9. So
right,
like. If you sell 100,000 copies of a game, which I think is very reasonable. I mean, this guy in his first attempt at making a game did extremely well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I would, if I was him, I would take my money, since it's already been out there and people are going to speculate on everything that they're going to do, whatever. I would sell the rights to someone else.
Yeah.
Just get my money and go.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
Yeah, that's a really smart idea. Anyways, yeah, I don't know if it's scrutiny or whatever, but the guy the pressure got to him, and you can no longer buy the game. Sorry, internet. All right, let's go to our next story as we finish up with some rapid fire. We work here on YouTube, and there are apparently different rules across the world on YouTube. This is a pretty fascinating story, as a Japanese man has been given 2 years in prison after monetizing Let's Plays on YouTube, which, that's a pretty standard thing here in the United States or across the world. But he was fined 1 million yen. I guess that's yen. I think that's yen. Around almost $7,000. Because in Japan, you are not allowed to monetize because you're violating copyright law for uploading the videos.
I didn't know that was a
permission.
thing there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I would almost think that big companies that are based there, like Nintendo, push this law through there so that they could keep
right,
because it's a huge market there.
Well, what's interesting is if you recall, a few years ago there was a big push by Nintendo to essentially, they wanted to take a piece of everybody's pie that did a
I remember that.
Right.
And this sounds like the same thing, and I bet you maybe at some point they're going to say, well, we'll let you do it now, but we need however much percent,
right.
And then coming from that side, where it being illegal over there, they could say, I want 90%, not 10%,
Yeah. So this happened over there, and he's getting 2 years in jail. He was 53 years old, violating copyright law.
Isn't that a civil thing though? Like, shouldn't they just sue him?
Oh no, that's very much
jail for.
Very much a corporate thing.
And he probably just made pennies on it. Like, he probably didn't even make that much.
I just don't understand why he needs jail time. Just like fine him how much money they supposedly lost, and now he has this bad reputation. You know how Japanese people are about reputation.
Yep.
Right. Then we have this. It says, this was a, quote, malicious case of posting videos containing consonant endings, spoilers, without permission from the rights holders, and unfairly gaining advertising revenue through copyright infringement.
Imagine jail time for spoilers.
Malicious? And they called it malicious?
Wow.
Yes. The prosecution reportedly said Yoshida's actions were, quote, a malicious act that tramples on the effort of content production. as consumers would be less incentivized to spend money on the game or anime episodes after having them spoiled. That's a very closed-minded way of looking at it, because as you can see, many. I think there has to be a case study out there that the more people talk about your product, even play their product online, specifically when it comes to games, maybe not like showing an entire anime, right? But the more you talk about it, the more sales go up.
It does. It really does work like that. I know, with games and stuff, like people will watch through even some story-based games like Life is Strange. They'll watch the entire story and then I want to play it now. And there's a lot of people who, they're not as affected by spoilers and it's not going to ruin the experience for them, and they'll still turn around and play it. So I think it's actually the converse, that this stuff, that making content around this stuff, even showing spoilers, sells more product.
Nobody's forcing anybody to watch.
Yeah, that.
Like,
exactly.
so it's not maliciously spoiling anyway. They can click off the stream.
Yep.
And I just don't get why it's such a huge deal. Like she's saying, you'll sell more. Okay, you should only be worried about people refusing your game if your game's shit.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Well, I think it also is it's a great example of how different our cultures are, between Japan and the United States, and how different literally on the other side of the world.
But that was my point about why is he getting jail time? His reputation is ruined in Japan. He is going to be an outcast over there.
Yeah.
Like, talk about cancel culture.
Yeah. Then we have this one. Let's go and finish up on a high note here. Super high note. The best or worst bachelor party in history. This is from Geek Daddy over on Twitter.
I say the best. I would love this.
Well, let's check it out. We got Mario and Luigi going hard and possibly making people hard. Let's go. Oh boy.
I think that's the best thing ever.
Oh my gosh.
Let's they're getting them going. Here we go.
Oh wow.
Oh, he's got the belt off. They're throwing money at him. They're playing with the boobies. Okay, and here's the best part. The hat comes off. What's up, dude? Just some guy over there. Oh my god.
That's so funny. Nintendo's PR team are pooping their pants.
Yeah, but if they make a fuss about this, it'll look so bad.
It would. Yeah.
This is wonderful. I want somebody to do this for my bachelor party, just so I can have a laugh before everything gets serious.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Trav, when we do some sort of event,
I don't want a lap dance for Mario or Luigi. Please.
Oh no. I'm going to sit your ass in a chair. We're going to strap your hands to the chair. And we're going to have Mario grinding on your ass so hard.
Wonderful.
Oh my god, what a great way to finish the week, huh? I'll tell you what, it doesn't get better than that, does it? Or maybe it does.
I wonder if there's a Waluigi and
and a Wario.
Yeah,
and
they're more aggressive or something.
Oh my god! Psycho Magnus says, "Get a Princess Peach instead." There has to be a stripper who's dressed.
There's gotta be.
There's a stripper for everything.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Just absolutely fascinating. Well, way to go, that friend and that guy and his friends, and the creativity attached to it.
Whoever thought of that that guy's probably a nerd gamer, So whoever thought of that for him, way to go.
It's Charles Martinet's new job as the Nintendo ambassador. There you go. Could you imagine if he goes and Charles Martinet takes it off? It's a me.
He goes, then he goes, wahoo!
Oh my god. All All right, let's get out of here. Melanie, thank you much for joining us the last little bit, and look forward to having you again next week. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited.
All right, you guys go subscribe to the Melanie Mac Go Boom channel over on YouTube right now. You can see her takes on all the good stuff, as well as her brand new Bible Time with Melanie Mac channel. Go check it out. If you're into the Bible, you want to hear her read to you, you can do it.
Yay.
And great. A quick reminder coming up in just a little bit. It's going to be myself and Dan Vasc are going to be going head to head in a Donkey Kong Country speed run competition today. Dan Vasc takes the controller and it's his turn to go. Next week, I'm going to be playing. And yes, there will be citations or tickets that can be implemented today. So make sure you guys show up for that. That's going to be over on the Side Scrollers Plays channel. You can find a link to that down below or at Side Scrollers Plays over on YouTube. If you guys watching over on Rumble, make sure you guys hit the follow button. You can find it right here if you're watching for the first time. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Greatly appreciate you guys. Go follow Travis over on Twitch as he rides his way to not to ambassador, but what's it called? What's
affiliate?
Affiliate, yes, yes.
Yay!
Streaming tonight at 9, guys.
Do we have memes today?
I have not seen any.
Let me do a quick glance. That's the thing. Blabs' job, and Blabs isn't here. So let me do a quick glance.
Very oftentimes I don't get tagged. So
yes, let me do a quick glance here. And check this out. Shiny King came back, says Ron Jeremy intensifies. That's a reference.
Mario does look like Ron Jeremy, doesn't he?
Well, there's that porno that he did back in the day where he dressed as Mario.
Oh, I should probably know that considering my past jobs, but I don't know
right.
that, and thank God I've never seen that.
That'd be a big seller, man. Big seller.
Yeah, true.
Let's go. Let me see what I got here. Let's see.
Them things used to go for $79.99.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't see any memes, at least in the thread. So if there are, we appreciate you guys. Sorry if we missed out, but with all that said, guys, hey, have a great weekend.
A lot of our memers are busy right now.
But. Yeah, they're busy with Blabs, which sounds really bad, but that's not the case. All right, you guys head over to the Side Scrollers Plays channel. We'll see you guys over there in a little bit, and make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys shortly. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great weekend, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.